So, you are saying, so on the basis of your view, your explanation, two questions arise. Number one, was there any revelation and was there any collection of the words which were revealed in the lifetime of Moses and Jesus Christ? Not as collection. Number one, I would like, my dear, I would like to put two questions firstly. Number one and number two, according to your explanation and your faith and your belief, these are not the books which are included in Bible according to your faith. These are not those books which were actually revealed on those prophets, but these are the books written by somebody else which tell the story of the prophet, of the Jesus, of the Moses, how God revealed through them. If these are the books written by anybody else, this book, not I am talking of not gospel, I am talking of this book of Moses. If this is the book which tells us the story of Moses, so who has written this book? I am talking of Deuteronomy.
I said no.
Please be seated. Number one. Number two. Number two. Who has written this book? And number two, who was the author? Who is the author of this book? And where is the name of the author? This is the question. Yeah.
I answer really now.
Yeah.
Am I wearing trousers? Yes. Are they made of woven cloth? Are they?
Yes.
Are they made of woven cloth?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Who wove this cloth? Who was woven?
There may be the kit of the manufacturing company.
No.
Why you don't know? When you go to the shop, you know that this is the manufacturer product of that company. You sometimes get from Marks and Spencer. You know the company who has manufactured the thing.
You will never.
But there is a lot of difference between your trousers. We are talking of revelation. We are talking of book. If this book was written by anybody else, where is the name of the author? I want to make this point clear. Please listen me. You are sketching the discussion away from the real point. I want to invite your attention toward this point. You have given the example of trousers. Please listen me, my dear friend. You please, I am sorry to say, you take off your trousers. There is a chip on which it is written, it is made of Marks and Spencer. You have not purchased your trousers without knowing its make. Please listen me. I want to make it clear. You have not purchased your shoes without knowing the make. You have not purchased your socks without knowing its make. You have not purchased your shirt without knowing its make. Please listen a moment. Please listen a moment. You have nothing purchased anything without knowing its make. But it is very strange and ununderstandable that you have accepted a book upon which your faith is based, and without knowing its author, without knowing its manufacturer, without knowing that who has written this book, this is an absolutely ununderstandable phenomenon. I want simply answer to this particular question.
Of his love to them, all through the ages, he continues to do that. Abraham, Isaac, you can go all through, but still, it was never a book he gave us. He gave us himself, the best thing he could give, and also his revelation. If we could compare revelation, we should not compare a book with a book, because it's far beyond comparison. If we should compare the revelation, we should compare your book, which is your revelation, with our Lord Jesus Christ, which is God's revelation to us. And how can you measure water against
my dear brother,
against bread?
my dear
and
brother,
you have not two things that are alike.
That's
you
right.
You can compare us to people.
Yes,
and
that's
you can
right.
say that I'm a bit taller.
No. I have understood your point. Your point is very clear.
But when, please let me say, I apologize.
Thank you very much. Your point is very clear.
But you can compare us because we are of the same time. But when it comes to your book and it comes to our book, you cannot compare it. They are not of the same time. If we take and wanted you to compare your prophet with our Lord Jesus Christ, how
No,
could
we don't compare.
Christ
We believe
with
in
Muhammad?
their truthfulness. No,
Could we
absolutely.
compare the two?
We believe in the truthfulness of Jesus Christ, as well as the truthfulness of Prophet Muhammad. You can never dare to compare between the two. My last point, my dear brother, my last point, I have picked up your point. Your point is that according to your faith, this book, the Holy Bible, is not the book as such revealed on the prophets. Whereas our book, the Quran, is a book which is revealed on Holy Prophet as such. So you have accepted the point that these are the books which were compiled afterwards by some people through the divine words of those prophets, or as of the Christ and Moses. So here it is accepted that these books were not revealed on them, but these are the books which tell the stories of those prophets. So there is a hell of difference between the integrity of the two books. Now the question, third last point, we will ask your permission to depart. The last point, if these are books, so it is accepted that you have accepted the point, or you have clarified the point, that these are not revealed books. These are the books compiled afterwards and which tell us the stories of those prophets. And the compiler of these books are various persons, not Moses himself and not various persons after, not. That's right. Now the last point is that if these books are compiled afterwards under the divine guardianship of the prophets, as you are saying, under the divine world, of the spiritual world, then there should be no contradiction. I am not talking of difference. That point has been cleared. Then there should be no contradiction between two books or two statements. That's right. So we see a lot of contradictions even in Bible, in statements. If there are contradictions, then we have to accept the reality that these were not written under the divine guidance of the prophets. If there are contradictions,
that's the wrong thing.
I would like to mention one.
You can too much mathematics to say so.
No, contradiction. I am talking of contradiction, not of difference. Please.
I need to
So
make...
I have. Please get seat. Please get seat. My dear, please get your seat.
Yeah, I would like to sit down, but before you proceed with this, I must bring you back to your own argument. You said earlier this afternoon that within Islam you have different interpretations in different societies, but on major issues you never disagree. And I would ask you please to apply your own logic to our own book, the Bible. There are major differences of interpretation, minor differences of interpretation.
Not of interpretation. Conflict of figures and facts.
See, sir, on less important issues, but on the main issues, on the essential issues, there are no differences at all. Therefore, I'm sure that Mark, Luke, John, and
Matthew,
they could sit together and they could maybe have different ideas or different recordings about some minor things, and it would make no difference at all to them,
because
Jesus was real to them. And the main thing is,
my dear brother, will you give me a chance to speak?
Yes, but I
That's
just
the last word.
Please, if you are going to explain
application of the same logic. That's right.
Your own logic.
That's right.
And to apply it to your own religion.
That's
and,
right.
And not to the comparison of
That's right, my dear.
Thank you.
The question is that when we talk about that philosophy, that Sunnis and Shias and various sects of Muslims, they agree on the fundamentals and they disagree on various interpretations. So neither Sunnis are the statements of divine revelation under spiritual guidance of Holy Prophet direct, because these are we believe that the Sunni scholars, maybe Shia scholars, these are human beings and they apply their human reasoning in interpretation without any direct spiritual guidance. But when we talk of the Holy Bible, you have them yourself explain the fact that these books are written by other persons, but under the direct divine guidance of the. But this is very different, my dear brother. So this is the holy book, the difference of interpretation between various sects of a particular religion, and the difference and conflicts in the holy book of a religion. There is a hell of difference between the two. Number two, we are not talking of interpretation.